All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. The Knicks find a way. They find their heart. They come back from down 20 and win Game 3 in Indiana to make it a 2-1 series. And talk all about it here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn notifications to all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and closer as the days go on. So all support on the channel. Be very much appreciated. Link to my Twitter and all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get right to it. So the New York Knicks, their season on the line, well, kind of their season on the line, find a way, come back from down 20 points and take this one, steal this one in Indiana, and win their first game of the series. And now we have a competitive one. Yeah, I mean, they made a lineup switch in this game. They put Mitch Robinson in the starting lineup, took Josh Hart out. Mitch Robinson has been very impactful in the minutes he's played in the series, so they want to, have that double big lineup because the Pacers haven't really been able to kind of contest that. Early in this game, the first quarter was kind of, I guess, kind of back and forth a little bit. Indiana didn't get off to a super amazing start offensively. You saw Turner hit some shots, Pascal hit a shot or two. But it was the bench for Indiana early. TJ McConnell came off the bench and had a really nice first half. He gave some good minutes. Obi Toppin gave you some good minutes. Tony Bradley came in and gave you some good minutes. And for New York, the only way they're keeping in this game was Mitch Robson's rebounding and going to the free throw line. They had a lot of free throws early on, especially Jalen Brunson getting in the free throw line, getting in the free throw line. Second quarter, though, about midway through the second quarter, the tide started to turn where Indiana went on a big run. They went a 13-0 run, I want to say. It was Halliburton, defensively, he had a couple steals. Guy on transition hit a couple shots. Obi Toppin gave you some good minutes. TJ McConnell once again doing some good things. Miles Turner. And Pacers getting to the free throw line. The forcing. Knicks had so many fouls. I think Brunson had 4. Towns had 3. Miles McBride came in the game, played 1 minute, had 3 fouls in the first half. I feel like everybody that played for the Knicks had at least 2 fouls in the first half of the game. And just the effort, really, the effort level. The Pacers were just outworking them, outplaying the Knicks in every facet of the game, and it got really ugly. It got to a 20-point lead at one point. And the Knicks just had no fight, no effort. It was very embarrassing. Cat had a horrid performance. Like, it was bad. It was bad. And third quarter, honestly, I couldn't watch the entirety of the third quarter because I had people over, all the stuff like that, so I couldn't really fully lock into the third quarter. But for the things I did see here and there, the Pacers got off to a good start, still hitting shots and stuff. But one thing about the end of the first half, though, is that they're up 20. They only went into halftime up 13 points. And Reggie Miller said on the broadcast, like, I don't like the way they closed out that quarter. The Knicks hit a couple shots and kept them, didn't keep their foot on the gas. Get to the third quarter, they come out of the third quarter high. They still have like a 12 to 15 point lead. Neesmith and Nemhard hitting shots. Tyrese still doing his thing, all that stuff. Then there was a little bit of a switch near the end of this third quarter where Josh Hart came in and gave you some good minutes. Deuce McBride came in and gave you some good minutes. The bench, which Jalen Brunson, Tom Thibodeau trusted his bench a lot more than he's ever did in the regular season, which is a very interesting decision. The Knicks started to get to the free throw line, and there was a little bit of a tie where the Knicks found some heart. The defense really locked in. This is the most physical and aggressive I've seen the Knicks look probably all series. Where they showed a lot of physicality and fight on the defensive end, not letting Pacers get any easy ones, cutting down on the fouls and all that stuff. And we get to the fourth quarter. I think it was only a 9-point game at the end of the third quarter. Go to the fourth, and then Karl Anthony Towns, who had been horrible, was bad in last game 2, had 4 points in the first 3 quarters of this game, looked terrible. He came out, and he put on a show in the fourth quarter, getting to the basket early, starting to hit his 3-pointers, like just offensively putting on a show. At Jalen Brunson, I don't know how many minutes exactly played in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't as many as he wanted because Jalen Brunson was stuck in foul trouble for the entirety of the game. He only played 30 minutes in this game. And it was Karl Anthony Towns. It was Josh Hart finding his way in the rebounding category. He had 10 rebounds, including 2 big defensive rebounds to close out the game. His defense, the bench. I mean, everybody that came off the Knicks bench was a plus in this game, and plus minus. That's not something you saw very often in this playoff series. And then, yeah, the defense. The Pacers just could not score. There's a lot of times they pass up shots. Andrew Nembhard passed up a lot of shots. I feel like there was a possession where Andrew Nembhard had like 2 or 3 easy shots. There's a lot of times in this even the first half, there's a lot of times this entire game where Andrew Nembhard passed up a lot of easy shots. I was like, what are you doing? Aaron Neesmith passed up a lot of shots. I was like, what? What are you doing? The only people who were kind of willing to shoot were Pascal and Miles Turner. and then Halliburton here and there. Besides that, the Pacers' offense just looked bad in the fourth quarter. Again, that's a lot of credit to the physicality of the Knicks, the defense of the Knicks, but also the Pacers passed up a lot of easy shots. I feel like their offense weren't going anywhere. Like the ball movement kind of slowed down. There was a lot of pick and roll with Tyrese and Miles Turner and trying to get the switch on Towns, but they weren't really making. Tyrese lost his aggressiveness late in this game. There's a lot of times that Tyrese, instead of going to the rim, try to kick it out to Neesmith or Nemhard or somebody, and then they kicked it out, and then all of a sudden ended up with a Miles Turner deep 3-pointer. Like just bad offense for the Pacers, and the Knicks being able to close out. They hit their free throws in this game, which is huge. Hit their free throws, close out possessions with rebounds, and just play with some physicality and play with some toughness. And they find a way to come back and win this game. Looking at some of the numbers in this game, um, Pacers actually outshot the Knicks, but they only shot 44% 3-point shooting. The Knicks were 11 for 32. The Pacers 5 for 25 from three, 20%. I don't know off the top of my head, but this might be the worst 3-point shooting game they've had in the postseason so far. Tyrese was 2 for 8. Miles Turner 1 for 6. Neesmith 1 for 3. Nemhard 0 for 3. The only people that hit threes in this game were Tyrese hit 2, Miles hit 1, Neesmith hit 1, and Ben Shepherd hit 1. Besides that, free throw shooting was just not there for the Pacers at all in this game. Even though they got to the free throw line more than the Knicks, but they made the same amount as the Knicks. Pacers were 27 for 33. Knicks were 27 for 30. They missed 6 free throws in this game. So when you're missing your threes, you got to make your free throws. They won the rebounding battle, but the Knicks won the offensive rebounding battle. The Knicks had 9 offensive rebounds. Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson both had 3 offensive rebounds. Mikal Bridges had 2 offensive rebounds in this game. And then they won the turnover battle. But yeah, tough things for. Knicks won the points in the paint battle today, 40-32. That's something the Pacers have been doing really good in the first couple games. The bench points, the Pacers only won the bench point battle by 5. Where I think last game they won by close to 20. Indiana only had 5 more bench points than New York. That's a big factor for the Pacers. And the second half, they didn't really play a lot. Obi Toppin, 14 minutes. T.J. McConnell, 17 minutes. Tony Bradley, 14 minutes. Brandon Matthew only played 8 minutes because he hasn't done anything in this series. Just the bench just could not provide anything close to what they did in the first half. And especially when you have 2 starters and Nemhard and Neesmith combined to shoot 4 for 17 and were 1 for 6 from 3. Combined -13 on the court. Really, really tough. So obviously the Knicks, you got to give all the credit in the world to the Knicks. Again, they had their lives on the line, season on the line, down 3-0, basically as a death sentence, in the NBA. And to come out and play that first half where they were down 20, it just looked like they wanted this game to be over, to be able to find their fight. This is the most fight I've seen the Knicks. This looked kind of like what they saw in the Boston series. This is the most fight I've seen the Knicks play with all series long. They came out and had aggression. They had energy. They played defense well. They got rebounds. This is the first time in the series I feel like they were just out physical and out playing the Pacers in the energy sort of sense. Maybe since the first half of game 1. This is the most I've seen the Knicks fight in this entire series. And they come out with a win, especially on a night where Jalen Brunson is 6 for 18. Jalen Brunson had a bad shooting night. Mikal Bridges was 6 for 18. Bad shooting night. On nights like that, they find a way to win this game. So yeah. Just obviously all the credit to the Knicks, to Anthony Towns as well. Horrible the first 3 quarters. Just was bad, playing soft, just looked horrible out there. And to find a way to shut all that up and come out with a clear head in the fourth quarter and do what he did out there, where he finishes with 24 points and 15 rebounds, 20 points in the fourth quarter. He scored as many points as the Pacers did in the entire quarter as a team. All credit to Anthony Towns. He came out and did his thing. Josh Hart being moved to the bench, comes out with 10 rebounds, including 2 big defensive rebounds to seal this game. And then the defense for the Knicks was huge as well. They saved their season. They saved their season with this win. And now you're going to have to carry it over, obviously, to game 4. That's going to be a huge match. And kind of like I said with OKC, Minnesota, this game 4 is going to tell us everything we need to know. Because if the Knicks could come out with the same type of intensity, then we got something cooking here. But just a great game for New York. Carlton Towns doesn't stay like this, though. Carlton Towns you can't risk Carlton Towns having a horrible first 2 quarters and expect him to come out in the fourth quarter. Carlton Towns is going to have to do this for the entirety of the game in game 4. They're going to need to stay out of foul trouble. For another thing, Jalen Brunson can't, keep getting in foul trouble. They can't keep giving up 30-something free throws. That's just not going to work, especially The Pacers are not going to have another shooting night like this. Indiana's not going to have another night where they shoot 20% from three. You assume the Pacers are going to come out and hit threes next game. You don't expect Adrian Nembhard to go 2 for 9, Aaron Nesmith to go 2 for 8. Those guys combined to shoot 4 for 17. You don't expect that. So like you expect the Pacers to come back better in game 4 and shoot the ball better. But really, it's going to be how the Knicks respond in terms of, can they keep this type of physicality up on the defensive end? Can they keep this type of aggression up? Can they get Anthony Towns to have a complete game? Can they get OG and McHale to, provide offensively? Tonight they were okay. McHale has some decent shots. OG has some good moments. He hit 4 threes in this game. He almost outshot the Pacers himself from 3. But can we get them to be consistent in this game? Especially McHale. McHale has a lot of moments where it's like, man, he gets bad offensively sometimes. Like, there's a play late where he caught the ball and went for a layup soft, and Pascal Siakam just said no. Like, there's so many times where it's like, McHale just did why? Like, he didn't have a great fourth quarter offensively, but he provides a lot of the defensive end, obviously, and you trust him out there with those minutes. So can we get those two to really, be able to consistently contribute offensively? Can the bench have a similar game next game to what they did in this game, where even though they didn't have crazy numbers wise, Josh Hart +5, Miles McBride +7, DeLon Wright +2, Landry Shamet was a +12 in 11 minutes. He only hit 1 shot, but hey, he was out there contributing at least. So yeah, big win for the Knicks. Keeps the series alive, keeps the series a little bit more interesting, because if it was 3-0, we knew what happened. But they win this game, keeps the season alive, and we'll see how they come out and play, because it's going to be an amazing game 4. I can't wait for it. But yeah, it's good to be able to say, hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn on notifications, doing all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Once again, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so all support on our channel. Be very much appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.